Hereby resolved by the Ocean Township Board of Education to return to public forum at approximately 6:16 p.m. And roll call, please.
Yes. Mrs. Levy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, please stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Thank you. At this time, I'll need a motion and a second, please, to open to public forum.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Tart, Ms. Leaming. And a roll call, please.
Mrs. Tan? Yes. Mrs. Levy?
Yes.
Mr. Finn?
Yes.
Mr. Tart?
Yes.
Mrs. Sims?
Yes, I will let the community know that I have been somewhat remiss on the time, but due to the amount of people that are here, we have our handy-dandy little 5-minute gravity imposed timer. It is not to be disrespectful, it is just to keep us moving along. It is not a question and answer period, it is for comment, and it is for agenda items only. If somebody would like to approach the board with agenda items, please come up, make sure the microphone is on, and state your name and address for the record. Do we have anybody that would like to discuss agenda items only? Okay, seeing none, we'd like to close the public forum. Can we have a motion and a second?
Motion. Second.
Mr. Tart and Mr. Penn. Roll call, please.
Yes. Mrs. Levy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, educational community highlights. Well, if you had the fortunate opportunity to see the Frederick A. Priff School Theater Arts Club production of Schoolhouse Rock Live Junior, then I'm going to tell you that you experienced an evening of true enjoyment of fun. Events like these are among the highlights of serving on the Board of Education, and it makes really a genuine joy to serve. You know, all these programs are such a vital part of a student's educational experience, and I hope that we can continue to expand all of our arts offerings. It was really wonderful to see the parents, to see the students and the staff come together as a community to support our young actors and performers. It was kind of like this little league baseball game on a summer evening. It sort of captured what I like to look at as a true sense of Americana. I want to extend my sincere thanks to Director Ms. Lauren Eberens, our music director Robert Connor, our set designer Vivian Risden, and all of the support staff who made the show possible. Thank you as well to the parents who genuinely volunteered their time and resource, and especially to our students, our young actors and our young actresses. They committed themselves. They worked incredibly hard to bring this night of theater to life. So I'm going to look forward to next year's production, and I can't wait. Some things that are going on at the Ocean Township Schools. We have a West Special Persons Breakfast, which are being held at 9:30 on the following dates. Second grade will be Tuesday, April 21st. First grade's Thursday, April 23rd. Kindergarten is Friday, April 24th. Priff Special Guest Lunch will be held on Wednesday, April 29th for the 4th and 6th grade. Friday, May 1st, 3rd grade and 5th grade. Saturday is April 25th, the PTO annual gift auction. Thursday, April 30th is our BOE public hearing on the budget at 6:15. And Friday, May 1st, 2026, progress reports on parent portal. We are moving along this year. In Southern news, May 6, 2026, it's not the second Wednesday due to the public budget hearing, is our Board of Ed meeting at 7 p.m. Senior class trip, April 23rd through 27th. The middle school academic awards are on May 5th at 6 o'clock. High school academic awards are May 12th at 7, and the junior prom is May 16th at 6 o'clock. Please just check the district website for any more information for Southern news. Any committee reports? Any correspondence? Okay. Seeing none, motion to, yes. Did you have something? Oh, I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
Kelly, I just walked in, but I have something to talk about for, that's on the agenda.
Uh,
Am I too late, or can I get up there?
I think
Sorry.
we can. Yeah, I don't see an issue. Come on.
Awesome,
Yeah.
thank you.
We'll just give you your 5 minutes.
Okay, I hope I don't take so much time. Is this on?
Yeah, make sure it's on. There you go.
I mean, I can yell.
No, put it on. There
It's
you go.
on. Okay, good evening, Christine Naseby, Lighthouse Drive. Okay, so the state aid cuts began 8 years ago, and since then, our school district has been in a constant state of loss. Over those years, we have watched dedicated teachers, valued paraprofessionals, and important educational programs disappear. Each year, our children are asked to do more with less. And each year, our community is told there's no other option. Now, once again, residents are learning about additional cuts to our teaching staff. As a parent and a member of this community, I have serious concerns. Can I ask questions? Am I allowed?
Well,
Sort of, kinda?
we really want to keep this moving along,
Okay.
and what happens is the questions, that would be probably best addressed in an email to
All right,
appropriate.
well, I'm gonna ask, you don't have to answer. So, questions in my mind. What will the projected class sizes be at each grade level because of these reductions? How many kids will be in a classroom? How many students will each classroom teacher now be expected to manage? What will the hours be for the part-time counselors? As our children are only supposed to face, are our children only supposed to face emotional struggles during those limited hours? And when a child needs help outside of her time, who will be there for them? What will the responsibility fall on the classroom teachers who may already be trying to support 30 or more students at once? I understand this is a state funding issue. Believe me, I do. But I also believe this board has a responsibility to advocate aggressively for the children of Waretown. So I have to ask, what has the board done to fight these cuts? Have members of the board or previous boards gone to Trenton alongside other districts facing the same crisis? Have you actively encouraged residents to contact our state legislature? Have you made that process easy for families by placing contact information for our senators and representatives where everyone can clearly find it? I did notice last night that government contact information was finally added to the district website, but after 8 years, it's been placed deep within the business administrator section. Why is that information not front and center on the homepage where everyone can find it? Your role is to put children first. Advocate for our students should not be hidden behind multiple clicks on a webpage. Again, I understand that the state created this problem, but tonight I ask each one of you to consider this question. Could more have been done to fight for the children of Waretown before we reached this point? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your comments.
I know you guys closed the there was a motion that you voted on to move forward from the public speeches, and I wasn't sure if you were reopening it after every agenda item, but I am here to request perhaps a Q&A session between the parents and the Board of Education, just to see, because I think what's important is to actually have a dialogue, to understand what are you guys doing for our students. And my apologies, I jumped right in. My name is Elena Bohacqua. I'm at 24 North Navajo. I think, as me and many other parents, just want to know what exactly are you guys doing, and perhaps how can we help? Like the previous speaker said, I think just yesterday was the information posted for our elected officials. It's like, we know that the budget is here, it's every year. Why are we starting to do something about this? End of April. Like, and yesterday there was a post that there was people getting fired. I mean, I'm like, literally, this is so upsetting to me. Like, I shouldn't be coming home and being worried that is my child's teacher getting fired? Or like, I think this is a serious concern, and I would like to see a dialogue being open for Q&A.
Thank you very much. We will be having an additional open comments, but now is not the time. Thank you. Minutes, please, to accept the minutes for the following Board of Education meeting. Regular meeting on March 26th, 2026, and executive meeting on March 26th, 2026. We need a motion and a second.
Second.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, roll call.
Mrs. Pugh? Yes. Mrs. Leaving?
Yeah.
Mr. Kim?
Yes.
Mr. Parks?
Yes.
Mrs. Susan?
Yes. Financial report of the business administrator. Motion to approve the following. I'll say yes.
There's a few items. I just want to mention that we're going to renew with Right at School for another year. It's going to include a 4% increase on rates. Our HVAC mechanical contractor who does our maintenance services, annual maintenance for HVAC, is not renewing with us next year. So that item's on the agenda for me to solicit quotes for a new contractor. We're also renewing with Pontonian again next year. This is gonna be their final year that we can renew with them, so next year we will have to go out to competitive contracting for, I mean, of course they can submit, but we will have to go out for competitive contracting next year. So. And then B12 is our preschool budget that gets approved along with our regular school 26-27 budget. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. Motion to approve the following, please. B1, warrants for payment for March and April of 2026. B2, budget transfers, February 2026. B3, certification of the budget report, February 2026. B4, secretary's report, February 2026. B5, treasurer's report, February 2026. B6, right at school agreement to approve the agreement with Right at School for before and after care services for the period beginning July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. B7, HVAC mechanical maintenance services to approve the business administrator to solicit quotes for HVAC mechanical maintenance services for the 2026-2027 school year. And now if quotations are higher than the bid threshold, the board authorizes the business administrator to advertise to go out for bid for HVAC mechanical maintenance services. B8, dental renewal to approve Delta Dental as the dental insurance provider for the 2026-2027 school year. There will be a 5% increase in dental rates. B9, renewal of food service management contract. Approve the renewal language below for our contract with Pontonian Incorporated for the 2026-2027 school year. And this is our second renewal of possible annual renewal. Fourth, okay. I'm sorry, this is our fourth renewal for possible annual renewals. Food service for 2026, 2027, the management fee language as listed. B10, GHR Education to approve the agreement with GHR Education to provide related services on an as-needed basis for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. B11, Professional Service Agreement, Phoenix Advisors to approve Phoenix Advisors for school bond services for the upcoming bond referendum. And this agreement is effective through June 30th, 2027. B12, PEA submission to approve the preschool education aid, which is PEA budget workbook and narrative for the 2026-2027 school year, and authorize the submission to the New Jersey Department of Education. Motion, please, and a second.
Motion.
Mrs. Fuchs and Mr. Pym. For discussion, any questions? Roll call.
Mrs. Fuchs. Yes. Mrs. Leamy.
Yes.
Mr. Pym.
Yes.
Mr. Tarr.
Yes.
Mrs. Susan.
Yes, superintendent's report. Motion to approve the following on recommendation of the superintendent. S1, report of the superintendent. S2, staff reports as listed. S3, building use for student council, the variety show, Thursday, 5/21/2026, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. S4, HIB investigation as listed. S5, professional development as listed. Motion by and second by, please.
Motion. Second.
Mrs. Leeming and Mrs. Fuchs, and board discussion. Seeing none, we'll need a roll call.
Mrs. Fuchs. Yes. Mrs. Leamy.
Yes.
Mr. Pym.
Yes.
Mr. Tarr.
Yes.
Mrs. Susan.
Yes. Forgive me. Okay. We're on personnel and instruction. Motion to approve the following on recommendation of the superintendent. P1, employment, to extend Holly Jennings' contract as a first grade lead replacement teacher effective May 18th, 2026 through June 30th, 2026. Salary based on step A of the WEA contract guide at 58,212 prorated. P2, abolish create positions to abolish the full-time special education instructional assistant, 1-to-1 instructional assistant position effective June 30th, 2026. To approve the creation of the part-time instructional assistant position effective July 1st, 2026. P3, resignation to accept with regret the resignation of Elaine Chirella, administrative assistant effective September 1st, 2026. Last day in district will be August 31st, 2026. P4, substitutes, as listed. P3, employment of the following staff members for the 2026-2027 school year. We have a list of non-tenured staff, their assignment and salary. We also have a list of certified staff, assignment and salary. We have instructional assistants, employee assignment and salary. We have secretarial staff, employee assignment and salary. We have the cafeteria staff, the employee listed with their assignment and salary. We have custodial staff, the employee assignment and salary, administrative support staff, employee assignment and salary, administrative staff, employee position and salary, and additional personnel, employee assignment and salary. We need a motion and a second, please.
Motion.
Mr. Tart and Mr. Pym, any board discussion? Okay. Can we have a roll call?
Mrs. Fuchs.
Yes.
Mrs. Leamy.
Yes, with the exception of administrative staff.
Mr. Kim.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mrs. Susan.
Yes. Policy and regulation. Motion to approve the following on recommendation of the superintendent. We have the new revised policies and regulations. This is the second reading. It's 1552, sexual harassment policy and regulation. Abolish policies, regulations, second reading. 3362, sexual harassment teaching staff policy and regulation. 4352, sexual harassment support staff policy and regulation. Motion and a second.
Motion.
Mr. Tart and Mrs. Fuchs. Board discussion, any comments? Okay, we need a roll call.
Mrs. Fuchs. Yes. Mrs. Leamy.
Yes.
Mr. Kim.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mrs. Susan.
Yes, additional staff attending workshops, Gretchen Short, Celebration of the Arts, substitute needed, there's no cost to district. And at this time, we will open to public forum. Please note that we'll be limited to 5 minutes, board policy 0167. Questions in your mind only. We're not gonna have a question and answer period, as it just would take too long. But please, if you have something that you'd like to say, please come up to the microphone, make sure that it is indeed on. Please state your name and your address for the record, and not to be rude, but I will be keeping time with our handy dandy timer. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, we need a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
And we need a board discussion? Okay, and we need a roll call.
Mrs. Fuchs. Yes. Mrs. Leamy.
Yes.
Mr. Kim.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mrs. Susan.
Yes. Okay, we are now officially open for public comment.
Nicole Callahan, 188 Courtney.
Ms. Nicole, just speak maybe in the mic, there you go. So the audience can-
You guys know me, I've been here.
We can't hear them.
I'm-
It's not your fault.
Oh. You guys, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you guys know me, I come here every month. There's nothing I'm gonna say that people behind me aren't gonna say already, so I'm not gonna say any of that. But I just wanna say that, to all the teachers that are here right now, and to all the other teachers that aren't here, we love them, and all the parents are fighting for them, and we want what's best for them, and I just wanna know them to know that we are on their side, and we're just as bummed as they are, and as you guys are. I know it's a state thing, it's not like anything we can do, well, right this moment. But, I just wanted to express my support for the teachers here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sean Denning Jr., 92 Moore Place. You know, it's not every day that we sit here at a multi-year crime scene. And the crime scene is that money's being stolen from us, as we all know, right? And I think to myself, when do we ask our fine solicitor here to find a reason to sue? I know we've asked historically about the funding formula. We know that's a done deal. But my question becomes rhetorically, is that when does this become a violation of the children's rights, right? Of the right to a thorough and efficient education? Arguably, lack of mental health counseling, lack of arts, lack of music, lack of adequate funding sizes of classrooms, right? This is not a thorough and efficient education. Cheekishly, I asked earlier today, you know, could we just petition to join Newark? And then our funding woes will be over. You know, I understand you guys are between a rock and a hard place, right? I mean, there's no money and you gotta balance the budget. But have we asked the Commissioner of Education to come down here and see the school, review our budget, and make recommendations? Can we do that? Can we invite them here and say, hey, listen, you know, you guys are arguably the smartest people in the state. Here's a hole. How do we do it? Because what our children are being forced to deal with is substandard, and arguably, the commissioner would agree because we give all this funding to other districts to make sure that these types of conditions don't occur. We're not alone. May 2nd, I don't know if you guys know, there's a rally being held in Berkeley at 1:30. I hope parents who are in the audience that don't know about it, mark your calendars, come out. There'll be some booths for action. We have to get people riled up. You guys got a tough job. I get that. But at the end of the day, at some point, we have to just say, no, we're not doing it, and I think what troubles me is that what we've seen year over year is you get two groups of people who come up here, people who want more funding for the school and people who are angry about the tax increase, right? And my request from you guys is to somehow figure out how to communicate to the townspeople in an effective manner what is happening. Because I think what is always so jerking is when we come to budget season and there's a tax increase or there's a referendum coming or something is happening and people are surprised. And then it starts pitting neighbor against neighbor. And usually in these situations, somebody wins. A tax increase, the teachers get a big raise, or we get an addition. But in reality, the teachers aren't getting raises, they're going home with less money each year. The kids are going with less, but our tax bills are going up. So it's pitting every member of our community against every other member of our community because everyone is hurting. Nobody's getting a deal here. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but if we can figure out a way to at least communicate better, I don't know how. I charge you guys with that because I love seeing a room full of people engaged, but Mrs. Zuzik, as you know, as a board president, as a former board president, it's never a good sign when you have a room full of people because usually you're upset about something. And if we can figure out how to communicate that, give people actual items, and honestly, I would love it if we had a formal invitation to the state dignitaries. They probably won't come, but we can have a little rally with them and say, hey, Ms. Commissioner, come on down. We'll give you 100 of the finest parents of Ocean Township to greet you and share our opinions about how you're running the State Department of Education. That being said, thank you for volunteering, and to the teachers and staff members who are being negatively affected by these cuts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we weren't able to do more earlier, and I'm sorry we can't seem to do more now. Your community supports you wholeheartedly. We love you, and we're here for you if you need us. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr.
Chris Nicosia, 86 Barnegat Beach. Good evening. I don't normally use something to write. I normally just talk off the cuff, and I will do that tonight, but I have my notes because I will get lost. So,
can I just pause for a second? We really can't hear back here. I'm not sure if it's the microphone or how we're speaking into it, but it's really hard.
Hello?
There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
all right. So I'm going to take a different tack tonight. We've talked, many of us have been at meetings, well, not many, but a few of us have been at many meetings talking about the numbers and talking about the funding formula. And those are important conversations that we still need to tackle. But there's a few things I want to touch on, especially with all the teachers that are here tonight. I think when we get into the weeds with the budget and the challenges of the budget, we have a tendency to become sterile to the idea that this is not just numbers on a piece of paper or on a tax referendum, or levy referendum, I should say, that we're talking about people. And these are people that are directly involved in the success of our children. And I'm gonna get emotional because I have 2 special needs kids. And I know the struggles that they went through, and I know that there's people in this room that specifically are helping them to succeed today. And that my son, in 2nd grade struggled every single day. And in 3rd grade, and from 3rd grade on, he's been on the honor roll because of who his teacher was and the time that she put in to make sure that he had the accommodations he needed and he was supported. And my daughter now, someone who struggles with behavioral concerns, having 2 people in a classroom that manage her in a way that she can be successful. And that gets lost when we're talking about, well, this person's just gonna go to part-time, it makes the numbers work. But these people are educated and they are experienced and they're trying to support their families. And we are telling them, sorry, we made a promise to you, you're tenured, you've been here, can't do it. And as a result, I think what gets lost is it's not just our kids that are gonna get hurt, but it's the entire town. the dollars that we spend as taxpayers paying the salaries of teachers and of professional paraprofessionals and of our counselors and our LDTCs and all the people in the district, that is direct tax revenue that is being re-injected into the local economy, being spent with local businesses, being spent on the tax base, which is why I was hoping the committee people would be here, that when you take away those salaries, you have a direct tax savings at the levy level, but you're losing all the economic drive, the multipliers that come from that money being reinvested into the community. These people, I guarantee you, and I'm gonna put it down right here, you can mark it in your minutes. I guarantee you that at least half the people that move to part-time will not be here in the fall. They can't survive. We're losing that. How does the district survive when half of its workforce that will move to part-time disappear? So those are real concerns that I have as a parent, is that the district is at the brink of collapsing. But we have teachers in the room who are now thinking about, can I afford my mortgage? Do we have to move? What am I gonna do? That's a real problem that rips at the heart of our community. Town's gonna be celebrating its 150th anniversary, and right now we're talking about devastating impacts to what makes our community our community. I have one question that you're not gonna answer, I know that, but it is a question that I think needs to be answered if it hasn't been already, which is the statute, 6A13, 3.1, which talks about class sizes for high-risk schools. I believe we are now qualified as a high-risk school under that statute. We're at 42% free and reduced lunch, and I believe the threshold is 40%. Based on what I'm seeing in the budget, our class sizes will exceed every single parameter in that statute. Have we applied for a waiver? What do we need to do? Because we're going to be over every threshold according to that statute if we're reading it correctly. So that's something that, if it hasn't been looked at, needs to be looked at. I have a question because I know Mr. Burns is leaving at the end of the month, and I do wish you well. Who's covering his role if you don't hire someone before he leaves, especially since there's items on the agenda that need to be bid out, and et cetera? Another question you don't have to answer right now. And then, as Mr. Denning had expressed, there's a few things coming up that I think are really important that the community should know about. A is the rally in Berkeley on May 2nd. May 6th is the next open public meeting at the Education Committee at the Legislature in Trenton. Register and testify. And we are, there's a group of us starting a Facebook page to start bringing to a call to action to get this going. Because unfortunately, we have to do more. This is no longer tenable.
Thank you, Mr. Nicosa. Your time is unfortunately has come to
Okay.
an end. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Michaela, and I don't like that we are getting rid of teachers and then we're making the classes bigger because it might be hard for some kids who really need help and they might not get the help that they're supposed to have. So I think that if we should try to have the classes to have an equal amount because then kids can get overwhelmed and we might not be able to have good people, kids not being able to do some certain things that they're supposed to do in tests, and they might get confused. I'm Leanna in 4th grade. I'm also in Miss Pullman's class and Miss Del Piano's class. We would really be sad if people had to go. We love all our teachers and special teachers. They teach us great things, and people will get sick easier and not attend school and miss assignments. Where will the teachers go and aides go? They will lose their jobs and not have enough money. Some people won't have a chance to speak, and it will be hard to concentrate. The kids will have less opportunities to learn new things. If special teachers go, I know it's not your fault, but maybe can you speak to the New Jersey government? Hi, I am Adelina in third grade. I do not want to combine classes because they might not have enough room. And they might not have enough room for more people. Also, it will be hard to learn and concentrate. We will be sad if the teachers and aides have to go because they help us learn. And you do great things. Also, people might get sick easier because we are all squished in one classroom. We know it is not your fault, but can you please speak to the New Jersey government? Thank you for your time. Hi, my name is Mackenzie in third grade in Miss McKnight's class. I hope teachers don't have to leave because they are so nice and kind to us, and they are great at teaching. And I love all the things that they do and help us learn. Thank you.
Thank you very much, young ladies. I appreciate it.
Hello. My name is Megan Coughlin. I live at 40 Bay Parkway. I'm here today because of my mom. I thought it was just my mom and many other teachers in this room. When I walked in, I realized. And the wonderful students that just came up here and had the courage to speak to the board, right? I'm nervous up here talking to you guys right now. They had the courage to come up here and speak to you guys today because of the wonderful teachers that they're being taught under. I have the courage to come up here and talk to you today because I had those same teachers. I use the same library, 1st grade through 6th grade. I'm also here today because this decision affects more than employment status. It impacts people, history, and the quality of education in this community. My mother has worked here since I was in the 1st grade. I am now 31 years old. Many of the educators, aides in this building aren't just staff, they are part of the foundation of this school and this town. Some of them were my teachers. This is not just a workplace, it's a place with deep roots and lasting relationships. The recent decision to move aides to part-time status is not only difficult for the professionals who have dedicated years of passion and service, but it also creates instability within the school environment. These are experienced individuals who know the students, understand their needs, and help maintain consistency every single day. I was recently accepted onto the sub list, and while I'm grateful for the opportunity, I feel it's important to acknowledge what this change means. Substitutes will inevitably be stepping in to fill gaps created by this decision. While many of us will do our best to rise to the occasion, we cannot replace the continuity, experience, and relationships that full-time staff provide. There will be challenges, there will be disruptions, and most importantly, the students will feel this shift. I ask the board to approach this situation with understanding and to put that same energy into finding a solution, one that supports both the staff who have given so much and the students who depend on them every single day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ashley Ernest, 12 Stevenson Street. I'm a parent of 3 daughters here in the Ocean Township School District. I'm here tonight not just as a parent, but as a member of this community, almost lifelong resident of Waretown, who's deeply concerned about where we are headed. The changes we are facing, cuts to counseling, paraprofessionals being reduced to part-time, the loss of our entire STEAM program, and reductions to art and music. Class sizes that could approach 40 students are not small adjustments. These are meaningful losses that will impact our children's education, their emotional well-being, and the overall quality of their school experience, and most importantly, now, their safety. There's a comment that you hear often, like I had 30 or 35 kids in my class growing up and I turned out just fine. But the reality is that today's classrooms are not the same that they were 10 or 15, or certainly not when you grew up. The needs of students have changed dramatically. We've seen significant increases in anxiety, depression, ADHD, and autism diagnoses, especially here in New Jersey. Today, roughly 1 in 9 children have been diagnosed with ADHD. Autism rates have risen substantially as well. Teachers are supporting more students with diverse academic, behavioral, and emotional needs than ever before. At the same time, children today are growing up in a completely different environment. Again, I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir, but I know there might be some members of the community in the audience that might not be aware of the challenges that students and teachers face today. So that's why I'm outlining it here. They're navigating constant access to technology, social media, and pressures that simply did not exist for previous generations, like when we grew up. So when we talk about class size, we're not just talking about the numbers, we're talking about the complexity within those classrooms. This matters because reducing supports while increasing demands does not set our students or our teachers up for success. But what concerns me just as much is the bigger picture, that schools are not separate from the town, they're the heart of our town. They're what bring families here. They're what keep families here. They create a sense of community, stability, and pride. Strong schools support property values, local businesses, and the overall health of the community. And this is why the situation should matter to every single resident of Waretown, not just those of us with children currently in the system. Because the direction of our schools will directly determine the future of this town. If our schools continue to lose programs, supports, and staff, families will make different choices. They will look elsewhere. And when families leave, it doesn't just impact the schools, it impacts everything. What happens to a town when fewer families choose to live there? What happens to local businesses? What happens to property values? What happens to the sense of community? We're already seeing what is happening in other towns in Ocean County. Schools are being closed, buildings being sold, communities losing something that cannot be replaced. This is why this moment in this budget season matters so much. I also want to respectfully revisit a question I asked at the last meeting and ask the board to share what actions have been taken and what actions will be taken now and over the next several weeks. We're being encouraged to contact our state representatives, and many of us are doing that. But I would also like to ask, has there been any outreach to our town council? Because this is not just a school issue, it is a community issue. Our local leaders should have a vested interest in the success of our schools, just as every resident in Waretown should. The future of our town depends on it. As a homeowner, I can tell you I receive frequent messages asking me if I want to sell my home. They literally just called me while I was walking out of soccer practice tonight, asking me if I was interested in selling to Paul Stevenson Street. It makes me think, what will people see when they look at Waretown in the coming years? Will they see a thriving community built around strong schools and families, or will they see a town that allowed its schools to decline? I did reach out to the town committee members, and I'm just stating this for the public record. I emailed all 3 of them today, asking them to attend tonight's meeting, asking them to attend the upcoming budget meeting on the 30th. I gave them the information on the rally and asked them to attend on behalf of our town. I sent them the link to the school website where they can also contact our representatives. And I also requested that they submit testimony to the state for the Board of Ed meeting on May 6th. I'm not just worried about my own children, although that is my biggest worry. I'm worried about what we're leaving behind for all children and for the future of Waretown as a whole. We can't afford to wait, we can't afford to accept this as a path forward. I urge the board to continue advocating at every level to encourage all of our local leadership, including our town council, and to communicate clearly with the community about what is being done right now to address the situation, which I'm happy to hear that a Q&A session might be in the future. I also want to just finish by saying that my heart breaks for Ms. Phillips and for all of our teachers and staff who pour their hearts out each day and had to endure what they did this week and still come in and do the best they can, despite the hard times. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Jones.
Also, just so everybody knows, according to my records, there was a Township Committee meeting April 21st at 6 o'clock, if anybody's interested in that. I usually try through the years, I usually try to go to them. I don't make every single one of them, but I do try to go to majority of them to see what's going on that side. But you're right, I'm disappointed that none of them are here tonight.
Hi,
Hi, my name is Liz Calderwood, 10 Avon Lane. I just wanted to offer a little bit of a different perspective. Those of you who know me, you all know that I'm a teacher at Southern. So I really, when I talk to the teachers in the room, as a 7th grade teacher,
Mrs. Calderwood, could you address the board, please?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I see the students that are produced, that come in, especially with the math and the writing skills. They are superb as 7th grade students when they come in, because I see both teaching science. And I'm being selfish by making this statement. I am worried about the skills that our students are going to see, or going to get, because of the sheer number of kids that are going to be in the room. Our teachers currently do an excellent job. They go above and beyond. And I see that with my own kids. I have 2 5th graders, and I have a freshman right now who have gone through the district. I see what they have done, and I see what the kids come in with, and I honestly don't know how our teachers are going to be able to do what they do to the level of excellence that they do it, with the sheer number and everything else that goes on in a classroom daily. Something's gotta give. No teacher can sustain that for a full day, every day, for 180 days. So please, please, please do what you can to help these people and to get back everything you possibly can. They need it. And I see it every day. When these 7th graders come into us, they are head and shoulders above a lot of the other kids that come in because of what our teachers do here. So their efforts do not go unnoticed. So anything you can possibly do.
Thank you.
Caitlin Lally, 3 Oak Leaf Drive. Sorry. Caitlin Lally, 3 Oak Leaf Drive. I've been here before. I'm sure everybody is aware. If you've ever been to a board meeting, you've most likely heard me speak. And most often it is in regards to our lack of funding and budget cuts and what our staff and what our schools are losing. But I think that everyone here in this room tonight is already more than well aware of that. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse. At this point, I don't really know what else we can do, what the board can do, but I know as a community, we need to do what we can, and that's use our voices. So I do encourage everybody here tonight to continue to do that. We, as Chris mentioned before, we do have a Facebook page that will be probably out this evening. It is Fight for Fair Funding, Waretown, Ocean Township School District. That way we can organize a little bit better collectively and also organize with other communities. There are 282 districts in this state, I believe is the 2025 number that are underfunded. So I think it's imperative that we have collaborative action and we get together with those districts, because our very small district may not make some noise, but I think we can together. Aside from that, what I want to talk about tonight is the people that have been holding everything together now, and they have been doing it for years, and that is our staff. Ms. Phillips, Ms. Reinhold, I have had the pleasure of knowing both of them, and I've had the experience, mostly very, very positive, except for the one time my daughter gave me a run for my money, but always very positive, and they are really, really always trying to do the absolute best for our students, and I just want to let them know how much we appreciate their hard work. A few others to mention, and I know that I will not get to everybody, but just some of the incredible teachers that we've had the experience, my family's had the experience of getting to know or have cared for my children, or have gone on above and beyond, and that's Ms. Rostead, and Ms. Vega, and Ms. C, and Mrs. Solider. Nurse Fran, who I swear her and I should just text because she calls me sometimes 3 to 5 times a week for 2 children somehow. Mr. Selesky, who just joined our staff, is such a bright face in the morning. Miss Christie, who, my daughter, I couldn't figure out for the longest time who Miss Christie was. She just kept telling me that she talks to students about her problems. Miss Everins, we have an incredible staff, and truly every day, they do so much for our students. And right now, I just would like to recognize them for all they do. Our teachers and staff do so much more than educate. They protect, they support, they provide stability. They notice when something's wrong. They step in when our kids need more than academics. My daughter's teacher this year sent home a slip in the beginning of the year to send in our slip if our child was having a problem, so she could give them extra TLC that day. No questions asked, don't have to tell what the problem is, just if they need some extra attention, maybe an extra minute apiece, a hug, something. And I just think that's incredible for our staff to do that. They're often the first line of defense for our students and sometimes the most consistent presence in their lives. So tonight, I would just like to take a moment, and I would hope that everybody else could join me. There's a ton of staff here tonight, and I hope that we can all recognize our staff. I really honestly just want to thank them, because what's happening right now is not a reflection of their dedication or their professionalism or the care that they give our kids every day. They deserve better. Regardless of what decisions are made, I hope that all of the staff, or any of the staff that is collateral damage here to a giant mess, I just hope you know that we thank you, we appreciate you, and that you've made a difference. As I said, we will be putting together a page to kind of get our efforts together, and I also hope that many members of our public, of our community, as well as any of the others that are dealing with this problem. It's an open topic Board of Ed meeting, so you often are only allowed to speak on agenda items, but we can speak on any topic at this meeting. Registration opens, they said, about 2 weeks before. It usually comes out a little bit before that. There is a registration link on the website, and there is a phone number on the website. Have not called yet, but you can also call, and they may close testimony prior to the 2-week period beforehand, so it might be beneficial to call ahead of time. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi Board, my name is Frances Rutian, and I just wanted to say thank you for 22 and a half years, the best days of my life. Every morning I wake up excited to work with these parents' kids. The staff that I work with is my family. You are my family. In 2012, I was in an accident and I was severely injured. My husband died. This community rallied around me. The superintendent sat in my house for hours in a chair, just sitting there, not saying a word, but he just sat there and held my hand. I love this place. I love this town. And I love these kids. The staff that I work with love these kids. Unfortunately, the last 2 days have been the hardest days of a lot of our staff's lives. There's been a lot of tears. There's been a lot of hugging. There's a lot of sadness. Ariane and Sarah, you guys have supported us through these last 2 days. It's been absolutely the hardest 2 days of my life and of all my coworkers. And we just want to say that we love these kids, and if there's anything we can do, we gotta figure it out, because this is ours. This is our town. These are our kids. We have to do whatever we can. Thank you.
Anybody else like to come up and speak? No? Oh, that's...
Hi, good evening. I'm Jenny Newhoff, 122 Main Street.
I want to thank you guys for all of your efforts that you've been trying to put forward. I know this has been an extremely difficult time for all the teachers and staff. I have 2 girls in the district. It's heartbreaking for me. I'm a teacher in Toms River. We're going through similar issues. I do have maybe a little suggestion. I don't know. I mean, everybody in this room knows you have limited resources. You have a little bit of time to figure it out when you get the budget from the state. I think we need to band together with other districts, because I'm sure you've heard Little Egg Harbor took a big hit recently. Obviously Lacey, Jackson, it's everywhere in Ocean County. And I really think that we need to band together and try and figure it out as a team, because there's strength in numbers, and this is beyond party lines. We really have to get together and speak out, so everybody in this room should be attending rallies, contacting representatives, whatever we can do, but we have to stick together and do it as a team. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have a phone, I'm not gonna make a long speech.
It's all good.
But just like Fran, I have been here come the end of this year. I will be here for 24 years. 24. 3. Mark, Hemster, Hughes, and Ms. Zuzik. You have been through 24 years with me. Ari?
Longer than that, actually. But
Well,
that's
yeah.
I got a lifetime.
Yes, you do. 24 years. I am shy 1 year to my retirement. 1 year. Okay, I am asking this board to please give me my 1 year. Not just me. Yes, me, I'm asking for me, but I just wanna say something about my team back here. I have to tell you, I have worked in this building, and I've started in the West building. I've been back and forth, back and forth. I am now back in this building, and these women, stand up, please, stand up, all my instructional assistants, okay? This is an example. I walk down that hallway, and these women are carrying children, crying children, wiping Badinskis, okay? I have come to so respect these women. Every teacher in this building, they are phenomenal, phenomenal. The women who are in the West building are phenomenal. You've really hurt a lot of us. But for me right now, again, I am asking for my 1 year. Fran has 2. Okay? We are asking, I am asking, find it in your heart, because I know it's hard on all of you. I get it. I get it. But please, I am asking for 1 year. Please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm in year 20, finishing year 20. God, I'm finishing year 20. I've had many of your children. I live here in town. Excuse me. My children, my one daughter went here. My grandson now goes here. Mrs. Phillips and I have worked together. I know this is not a you problem. This is an us problem. And I don't really like talking on a teacher side of things. But I've been in both districts. I've worked 6th grade through pre-K. I run the gamut. I am watching insanely dear friends of mine with 24 years in district lose their spots. And I get it. I get it. I get it. This has been a problem for years. This is not a new thing. Anybody that's coming up and saying, oh my God, I didn't know, come on. We knew. So I guess my question, not only as a teacher, not only as a colleague, not only as a mother of a past student, not only as a teacher of past students, and not only as, oh dear God, a grandmother of children that are now in this district. What can we do? If there are ideas, I think the room shows. Maybe better late than never. I don't know exactly what else to say about that because I get kind of annoyed about the whole, oh, we didn't know. You should have known. We all knew. We've known for a long time. But I don't know, can we maybe join forces? Because I don't, like I said, this is not a you problem. This is not an us problem, or not a you problem, not a me problem. It's an us problem, and we have to try and fix it. And I think it's gonna take a little bit of time, and I hope not too long. But if there are any ideas, collaboratively, that we can step forward and try to make a difference in a really, really, really short period of time, I think the outpouring is showing that we're willing, on every angle, on a teacher angle, on an administrative angle, on an instructional assistant angle, on a parent angle, on a grandparent angle. I'll put that ring in the hat. God, that's embarrassing, but I'll throw it in. I mean, just tell us how to help. Tell us how to help. Give us some ideas, let us know what we can do. And I don't know, let's work together to try and fix the problem that is now here aggressively. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Amanda Vega, 29 Poplar. I've only been in the school district for 6 years, and I've been specialized in special ed. And I feel like what is being done to the special ed paras is setting up those special needs kids up to fail. Because we've worked really hard on teaching them life skills to the best of our knowledge. The way our teacher trains us to help them with the ability of life is gonna do nothing but destroy what we have worked hard for. Special ed is not easy, especially being a parent. And to drop us down to part-time and to have to retrain other paraprofessionals in these rooms is nearly gonna be impossible. Impossible. We work hard. We work really hard in this room. And we love and enjoy every single child. Special ed needs more than just a 4-hour para. They need somebody who's gonna be with them all day and knows them at their best and at their worst, and that's us. Not mentioning any other para that works hard and shows a difference in everyday life in these children. It's gonna destroy a lot of families, it's gonna destroy a lot of kids, and it is going to make children fall way behind. One teacher can't attend to 40 kids and try her best. My children are going into middle school. My twin daughter is going to be in, not honors math, she's going to be in advantage math. My son Orlando Vega, who came from Miss Risden's class, is in honors math in 7th grade, honors math in 8th grade, and now going to be in all honors classes and AP classes his freshman year in high school, because of the 6th grade teachers, the 5th grade teachers, and all the teachers around here. So going from 3 teachers to 2 with 40 kids, it's gonna hurt a lot of our children. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else like to address the board, make a comment? Okay, seeing none.
Real quick.
Yes.
I just want to say a couple of things. One, awesome job by so many people that came up. We've had some meetings since I've been on here. The 8 years have been doozies. This one probably takes the cake. Most tears I've ever seen in a meeting. I just want to remind everybody, we're all on the same team. You know, we're all on the same page here. I think I speak for everybody up here. that this is a disaster. Nobody wants this, but I do want to remind people, we had to present a budget to the state. So I'll only speak for myself. If the state gives us an opportunity to fix this, which I voted for 3 times in the past, I will. I promise everybody here, if I have the chance to fix it, I know how I will vote. But I like the fact that we have so many people in this room. You know, Sean's still here. When we raised the referendum years ago, the pushback that we got from the community, well, you're not here anymore, right? And that's why. People finally, now I feel like are waking up. We had a meeting 2 years ago. We had to fill the Priv school. I think I might have been the deciding vote, and I voted yes. I saw people freak out and walk out and, you know, basically give me the finger because we voted to raise taxes again to keep teachers. I think people are now starting to understand that it is not a, oh, we're trying to put a pool in, or we're trying to, you know, raise crazy salaries or have catered lunches. We're trying to survive. So I promise everybody here, if I have a chance, if the state gives us the chance, I know how I will vote. I'm going to vote yes. They just have to give us the chance. I know everyone is very upset, but just give us the chance, give us the guidance, and I'll do whatever I can. Everything I always do here is for the teachers, for the kids. That's why I'm here. The time that comes when I don't do that, then I'll get the hell off the board. I won't be here. There'll be no reason for me to be in this seat if I don't do that. But these meetings, guys, they don't get more fun each year. They get worse.
Thank you, Mr. Todd. I want to close the public forum, and then I'm going to ask the board if they want to make any comments. I know I prepared something tonight as well. But can we get a motion in a second, please, to close the public forum?
Motion.
Mr. Tort and Mr. Pym. Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Fuchs?
Yes.
Mrs. Leamy?
Yes.
Mr. Pym?
Yes.
Mr. Tart?
Yes.
Mrs. Susan?
Yes. We are now closed to public forum. Board comments. I know I have something to say, but I will defer to my colleagues here. If anybody else besides Mr. Tart, Mr. Pym, would you like to speak?
I mean, I would just like to say, obviously, the teachers know that I'm here for the teachers, so whatever it is that I can help keep all the teachers, I'll do what I can to keep the teachers. So.
All right, thank you. Anybody else?
You know, a couple things. I just want the community that's here to know that we haven't sat back quietly all this time. I'm speaking for myself, and I know others on the board have contacted state representatives. I contacted the governor's office, they didn't even have the decency to even respond. I have, and I know others on the board have pushed for relief and for answers, but so far nothing. This is the worst budget. I was on the board back in 2013. Since I've been on the board again, this is the worst. Yes, I have voted down tax increases. You have my word tonight. If anything is given to us by the state, I will do everything. And I have already, a lot of you know I live in Greenbrier. We have our own Facebook page. I have been keeping them informed as to what we're up against, especially this year. This is a horrific crisis that we're dealing with. I am a retired teacher. I taught for 35 years. I know what it's like to have a huge class. I've had as many as 38 in my class when I was up in Bergen County. Okay, I know, I understand exactly what instability does to the school, to the students, to the teachers, okay? My decisions to support, and I will do everything, 1,425 homes in there. I will do everything I can, whether or not, you know, I'm praying, we're hoping that maybe something, the state is famous for throwing something on the table at the last minute. They really are. They did it every year. It's late this year. I'm hanging on a thread figuring, well, our numbers came in late because of the new governor that has been elected. Okay, so I'm still hoping. You know, we have a few weeks. and praying that something will happen. You have my word tonight. I will do everything in my power to support this district. This district is a family. It certainly is. So I just want to go on record. I know a lot of you have disagreed with my past decisions. This is the worst that I have ever seen it. Circumstances have changed tremendously. So everyone is in my heart. Fran, I remember the circumstances that you went through. I was here with you. Yes, and Jennifer, with you. I know many of the people in here. I did teach in this district as well, before I retired. So you have my word, and all of you have my love and concern. Thank you.
I don't have much to say except for the fact that this has been totally devastating to me, but it's been devastating to me for years, what's been going on. I sat here a year ago, and said that, I wish I was wrong, but I said last year that if the state didn't come through with any changes, we were gonna be right here next year, and here we are. This is all devastating to me. If you know me, you should know how much I love the children of Ware Town, and I especially love our staff. So, like I said, this is just totally devastating to me too.
Thank you. I think one of the things that sometimes the state of New Jersey fails to understand is that we're dealing with people's lives. And sitting up here and listening to each and every person come up before that microphone, which is very difficult to begin with, and telling us and sharing with us a part of their soul and a part of their life, for me, is heart-wrenching. I don't want to hear Mrs. Vera saying, I got one more year, please. I don't want to hear kids saying, I have a special needs student, and those aides are their rock, is their stability when they walk in that door. Because personally, I don't want to be in charge of dictating the course of anybody's life. That's not why I'm here. My children are a product of this school. And the reason why I came on here, and I've said it many times, is because I loved this little school so much. And I can't even describe to you the level of education that my children got being in this school. And I said, I'm keeping it the same. That's why I want to be on this board. Nothing's changing. And it's been absolutely devastating. This has probably been one of the hardest meetings that I've had to sit through. And it's just been gutting. What can we do? Well, I had prepared a few little things, so I'm just going to kind of peruse it because, I have a lot to say, but in the interest of time, I just wanted to be kind of succinct and to the point. So I've been a board member here since 2016, so it's coming up for 10 years actually, which is mind-boggling to me. And for 2 years when I got on the board, it was business as usual. In 2018, obviously, the one issue alone that plagued our district and still plaguing us was those S2 budget cuts. So I've seen personally a $20 million budget now go down probably, $6-7 million. And yet the state keeps saying, you have to provide a thorough and efficient education for the students. Well, what does that mean anymore? New Jersey keeps telling us to Ocean Township, you're not going to be getting any financial help, okay? Just keep your doors open, no matter what it takes, figure it out. Provide us with a balanced budget, and when our budget can't sustain a public school, that it did 10 years ago. And personally, I've just kind of gone along with the flow because I've sat here and I've agreed to the suggestions for the favorable course of action, right? And these were suggestions and observations and ideas that came from board members and administration and the community, right? And we said, okay, we're going to have to wait this out, right? And the sad part is that the thinking was our district was we were going to wait it out. Something would change, right? We had that hope, and things might change. And the key word here is might, and nothing's changing. So after 8 years of this absolute, what I consider unnecessary nonsense, we're suggesting I'd like to see our 5 board member take some kind of an action. And when I sit there and I call Harry and I say, I'm in the think tank, I'm thinking about all these things we could possibly do, I keep saying the state doesn't give us the tools to make this the best experience for all of these young people. You can't create a good musician unless you give him a good guitar, right? A good instrument. You can't let the butcher do his job if he doesn't have the correct, right, cutting tools. I mean, what are we doing? And we're just waiting. And now we see that we're really, not because we want to, we're impacting people's lives. not because we want to, because the state says you have to. And that's really just heartbreaking. So where's what we've done, okay? And this was supposed to hold us over, by the way. So we had the $800,000 referendum in 2023, and that was, we increased, right, our tax levy by 8.95%, and we secured our 8 teaching positions. Those are safe, we did that, okay? Then we followed the state's lead, okay, in 2024 for an additional one-time tax levy of the 9.9% increase, followed by another state suggestion, which 6.48 tax levy increase. We have a deferred payment to Southern. We still owe a tuition payment from last year with interest, and now we've got this devastating staff cuts. So what is inevitable? So we've got higher tuition rates coming up with probably Southern, but workers' comp insurance is likely going to increase. We've got all our buses that run on diesel, that's going to go up. LBI, okay, what is going to happen with them? They're currently seeking a feasibility study, and if they leave Southern as a sending district, okay, what do we do? Okay, so that's going to have to play out, all right? So we have had a presentation of the consolidation process and feasible studies from Mr. Mark Magner. He's from Rowan. He's the director with the Center for Public Policy, and his suggestions were not very promising, as I recall. I will encourage each of you, if you have a moment, go on to Ocean Gate's website, okay? And they did a regional feasibility study on regionalization, and that was shared services with Central Regional, Berkeley, I wrote it down, Island Heights, Ocean Gate, Seaside Heights, and Seaside Park school districts. Okay, so they went through this big study, and the section of the report analyzing the financial and operational feasibility finds that while regionalization presents significant operational efficiencies and modest cost savings, the primary challenge lies in establishing a tax appropriation formula that is equitable to all member communities, as no single method provides tax savings for all 5 municipalities. Do you know what the study said? Here's the savings. Here's the savings. $498,200. That's it. That's what they're going to save. Okay, if you get an opportunity, go on and read the study, because I think that although we agree that it might be something that we could investigate in, the perception is that somehow or another we're going to be saved. You don't get any more state funding if you regionalize. Your tax increase does not go down because you have to now absorb the debt of the other district, and then you have union issues. Okay, some school districts pay a different scale. Okay, some districts have different health insurance programs, so now that all has to be combined. It's not as easy, and it's a very lengthy process, and it's costly. Now, there are grant monies for that. But I just wanted to, just for people if they want to go and do that. Save Our Schools, Fix the Funding Rally, thank you to the community members who did bring that to the attention of the others who may not know about that, and that's going to be May 2nd, 2026 at 1:30 at the Veterans Park in Bayville. I don't really know what to expect with that, but if those want to attend, please do that. Okay, so we had Mr. Magner come, okay, saving money was not a big thing. I think he said we might save 5%. So we did ask Stafford. We said, hey, ask Stafford, would you like to partner with us? And they said, no. Lacey inquired about a partnership, but at that time, we really wanted to keep our students at Southern. I'm the representative for the Southern Regional Board of Education. I cannot tell you how unbelievably proud I am of every Waretown student that goes there. We are top. As a matter of fact, their valedictorian right now is a Waretown student. We've got... Is it Noah? I should know, right? We've had state championships in wrestling. Waretown kid. We give more money in their scholarships nights, over $1 million they collect to give to seniors. Do you know that Waretown is so well representative? We have our historical society. We have the teachers that give to kids. We have our businesses. We have our I can't think right when you're speaking off. We have any organization, the fire, the first aid. We've got Albert Hall. They give thousands. We're not talking a couple hundred. We are so well represented for such a small town. And every time I go to those award ceremonies, I say, thank you, Waretown. What a great little town that we're so desperately trying to preserve. Okay, so now we're trying to maybe revisit some of these things. Okay, like one is Lacey, and we'll continue to reach out and say, hey, can we maybe have a partnership? But that's really not going to be saving a lot of money. It was initially designed to decrease the cost of administration We don't have an administration problem. We've got 3 people, a business administrator, we've got a superintendent and principal, and we've got a principal who's also head of special ed. And I wouldn't want that job if you gave me $1 million a year for it, because that is all legalities and you better know what you're doing, okay? So we don't have that problem. So people like to throw that word around. Please educate yourself. We're very aware of it. We're not doing nothing. We are reaching out to these people, okay? Our BA has gone to Trenton, okay? He's asked to reinstate our funds. We have letters, emails, phone calls to our political representation. They don't return. I've invited every one of them to come to a meeting. I've invited every one of them to come to a question and answer. They do not come. We can't make them come. We just invite them, okay? As far as the town council, you'd have to go and you'd have to ask them. I have no comment on that. They're not really involved in our meetings. They come to our budget meetings when there's an audience for them, and that's fine as well. But I can say, if you have an issue with that, reach out to them. I can't speak for them. Okay, so things we know that are not providing sustainability. We know raising taxes, that's a Band-Aid, that's not gonna work, okay? And even with our tax levy increases, we're still one of the 3rd lowest in the school taxes in the county. I think Lakehurst and Manchester are probably behind us. We're cutting teaching staff. We're doing the same things over and over for 8 years. And I've been a staunch supporter for, like I said, attending Southern Regional and rejecting any other district. But you know what, honestly, now I've reviewed and now I've reflected and I'm saying, okay, maybe we have to just at least investigate it. And I admit I was against that. Okay, so and we, you know, Southern Regional is the way it is right now. 10 years from now, rising costs, lack of school funding, demographic overdeveloping. Will it change? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. So moving forward, what can we do to push us towards a different direction? As we really do have to adjust ourselves. There's no guidance. There's no leadership from the state. For our own administrative team, we're simply trying to stay afloat. So here's what some of the things in my think tank I came up with. Okay, so I said follow up and follow through if possible with a partnership with Lacey. This is going to take time. It doesn't really solve anything this year or for the next few years, but financially maybe we move it forward. We have contacted Stafford in the past. They're not interested. We can investigate that. Not pass the budget. That was another thing I thought. What happens if we as a board just don't pass the budget, right? It may express our anger to the state. I'm not sure it's very productive, but with all the hours spent trying to put together a budget at all, maybe, and all they're gonna do is say, well, you have to go and you have to vote again, okay? But maybe it would bring attention to the state, okay? Was there any benefit to this? Can we petition the state to reinstate our funds if we say, hey, we can't balance the budget, right? How about state intervention with a monitor, okay? Is it helpful? What about a loan? Maybe these are things that would get the attention of the state. How about if we let the state take over? I would not recommend that. Our board would be replaced. Most likely it would be an advisory board. Now the education commissioner can come in, not saying that he would or she would, but they can come in and they can replace Ari and they can replace Kevin, okay? But we could say, hey, you tell the community what you want to do, right? How about seriously consider split sessions, all right? That's going to alleviate some overcrowding in the classroom. Can we eliminate maybe the cafeteria? That would be dreadful. But these are the things, and I'm just bringing this to the attention of the community because I want you to know that in the think tank that I call it, I'm constantly online, I'm constantly looking, I'm thinking. We as a board have the opportunity to engage other board members. We can reach out to them. It's an online forum. We can just post a question, and we can see and hear what other board members are doing throughout the state. And I can tell you, they're doing the same thing we are. They're all like this. We're not really sure. We're not really sure. We have no direction. We have no money. We have $1 million in debt. We have $4 million in debt. And it goes on and on and on. And like one of our kind people said here, I think it was Mrs. Zivas, we know what's been going on. Okay, so board members, I don't know, I can say to you, what is a suggestion moving forward? And maybe it's just, again, wait and see. But I do feel this time for a need to jump into a cycle of movement because we don't have anything to lose. But we're staying the same course when we're really just chiseling away at this efficient education for our students. And again, the fatigue is real up here. I got to tell you, we're not given the tools. Nobody here wants to impact human beings' lives, and I think that's kind of a fault at the state level. And I know I keep going back for that. And I love the think tank of the community that comes and says, we're not going to let it happen. And I think it's wonderful, and I think it's great, and I love the Facebook page, and I love all these things. We've thought about it all. And I don't know if the board, if anybody wants to comment, if they've thought about this. Like, I do think about this all the time. Yes. Don't pay the budget. Like, let the state come and take over. Get a loan. What can we do? Let's get their attention. Does anybody want to?
Yes,
I don't know, comment
You know,
or
the
add?
phone calls and the text messages, we go back and forth, and we keep going on, we bounce different ideas off of each other. We are legally required to submit a balanced budget, but we're not required to hide the damage caused by the state funding decisions. So, yes, we have spent countless hours and time to, I'll say, well, gee, what about this idea? And then, we'll talk about it. We're at a loss. We don't have the resources, as you know, we're competitive, what we're saying, and we're drowning. And nobody's throwing any kind of safety to us at all. And unfortunately, decisions that we have to make, of course, it's impacting on our kids. They are our kids, our teachers. It's heartbreaking, it's devastating. I was up all night last night, knowing we were gonna face this meeting tonight, and what we were gonna have to present in this agenda, and what everybody had to see in this agenda. And of course, there was a lot out there on the Little Ware Town, and of course, the answers and responses were legit. I mean, it's heartbreaking, it's absolutely heartbreaking.
Okay, I would just like to remind people too, Kevin, if you could speak on this. We were supposed to get back, how much this year? 700,
it's closer to 700.
Yeah, and we received how much?
107, I think. 107, I think.
107.
And last year, 600 and some, and it was about the same thing.
If we had received what we were supposed to get, would we be in these problems?
No.
We would maybe have some problems, but we would not be losing the amount of staff, and we wouldn't, I'm sure, have to push people down to a part-time position from being full-time.
It's just very frustrating when you play by the rules, and then when the rules dictate that you should get back a portion of what was taken.
That happened last year too.
All of
Last
a
year as
sudden,
well.
then they cap it.
Yep.
They didn't cap what they took from us.
There was no floor.
It's a carrot and a stick, right? So
Yes.
there's districts now, there are districts now that are supposed to be losing funding, but they're not because
Because
it's
it's
capped.
now capped.
Whereas in 7 years, we weren't afforded that same luxury.
We're getting a double win.
There was some school districts that I saw in Monmouth County that were supposed to lose millions of dollars and they only lost 300 grand. And here we are, we're supposed to be getting 700 grand and only getting 700,000.
Well, between last year and this year, it's well,
1.2 million.
1.2 million.
So all the
One
years,
year.
all the years that they took it from us, it wasn't capped.
No.
But now that
They're
they're
capped.
done taking it with us, what we get is
That's
capped,
what I wanna say.
right? That's the way it is?
And what about districts like Brian, you're working in Jackson right now, where they take a lump sum of money, and they say, well, you don't get that money in that tax revenue. You're only gonna get a percentage of it, because the most of it has to go north or west. It has to go to another district, because they have
It'd be
to.
wonderful if our township committee
They
could
have to
work with
have
us.
trips to Las
and
Vegas.
see, there've been ideas thrown out, and if they could maybe,
It should be one side versus the other.
No, it should be,
No, we're all in
it
this
should be
together.
working together, but what I'm saying, there's been ideas that I know that have been thrown at the committee, and, doesn't go anywhere. And you know what, years ago when I was on the board, I suggested having a township committee member at our board meetings, and vice versa. It went absolutely nowhere. So to come out when it's, excuse me? Really? Where is he? I don't see him.
That he is what?
He must be hiding
Yeah.
somewhere. Right, and it comes, once he.
Yeah, I knew who you were talking about without you.
Exactly. You know what, when it's an election year, they know how to cope, but.
Told us all how you guys, screwed everything up.
Yeah, okay, we did it, and that's, isn't that, for such a small township, everyone should be working together, okay? They can't give us the world, they're not gonna fix the problem, but something should be coming our way. And I'm gonna mention one other thing, and I will shut my mouth. We have this problem, and I did mention it to 2 of the township committee members before, when I heard there was gonna be building going on 9, okay? And I said, gee, did anybody from the township committee discuss this with our district? Okay, we have an increase of 20 new students that have already been enrolled this year. You see how much building is going on? They're not nearly done. Now, we have these cuts going on. What are we gonna do? These are things that needed to be discussed with the district anytime there is a, and I'm not talking to my green one.
Well, I've discussed it with them through the years,
And I
but
have
the
too.
answers they give you don't matter.
It's ridiculous. And
I
then,
mean,
you know what?
they told me across from, I think they told me across from ShopRite, they were expecting 5 children.
Yeah, well, we
And
got.
because, they told me because it was like a
even
yuppie.
predict that?
Well, because they said, because it was like 5 children, because they said what they were building was going to attract young urban professionals
And they know.
that weren't having children.
Well, they have 102 market rate townhouses that are being built, okay? And plus the apartments that are there. Those are complete, they're in there. But what I'm saying is, this is something that has to be discussed with the district to say, hey, what, if we approve this, what is the impact gonna be? Okay, what is the impact gonna be? We don't even have, they don't even have the decency, they don't have the decency to at least come to us and discuss what would be the impact. We have a horrific problem on our hands right now. What the enrollment we have now, what's gonna happen? Okay?
I have a question. Does anybody know the Highlands bill that was introduced, the bipartisan bill? Highlands. Does anybody know if you would qualify for the, Highlands portion of it?
I haven't seen any, requirements along with the bill to, determine what qualifies you.
Okay, moving along, the next Board of Education meeting will be the public budget hearing meeting scheduled for Thursday, April the 30th, 2026 at 6:15 p.m. We will most likely be in the all-purpose room, and we need a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion. Second.
All right, we are adjourned at 7:42. All in favor? Anybody, all in favor? Aye? Okay, we are now adjourned at 7:42 p.m. Thank you.